Okay, so I'm back. I wanted to take a minute to show you guys these canvases. This is kind of what we're working on. We'll be making something like this. So that's the first one I made in this collection. And here's the second one. Pretty hilarious. But, okay. Let's get to it. I'm going to turn that music down real quick too, because that is a little bit loud. Okay. So, we'll start doing her hair blonde color. This is, like I said before, this is the one, this girl's going to be blonde. The other two have brown hair, but, so we're going to be using some antique gold. We use a dark base in the back, and then we'll add the lighter strands and things up front. Put a little bit of this antique gold on here. We're just going to, again, paint this in. My paint's kind of thick here. Some of them are a little old, but that's okay. They still work. Okay, so again, a little bit of water on my brush, and just kind of dab it on a paper towel and let the paper towel suck some of the water off. So we'll just, I don't know if you can see that or not, hopefully. I'm just going to take the antique gold and color block her hair in like this. And you don't have to be real perfect again, because we're going to be putting strands over top to make it look like real hair, like on the other mixed media girls. And then I usually use my pinky as, I call it a kickstand. So here we go. Alright, and this paint is kind of lumpy. As I said, some of these are old, and what I do sometimes is I take the paint back off the plate when I don't use it, and I put it back in the bottle, and I really shouldn't do that, because I think what happens is then it contaminates all the good paint that's in there. But Deco Art paint is, I have to say, my favorite. I've been painting with Deco Art paint since probably back in 2000. Oh, even before that, I'd have to say. Like 1995. I know now I sound like an ancient dinosaur or something. That is a long time ago if you think about it, though. Holy cow. So you can see I haven't changed paint brands because I do like Deco Art paints that much. I really do. It's just that I don't treat them good. I really shouldn't put that paint back in the bottle. Because see, I mix water with it when I'm dipping my paintbrush. And again, that probably contaminates the paint. Again, a little bit of water. I'll show you when I say a little bit of water. Hopefully you can see how much I'm dabbing in there. Just the very tip. And then I take a paper towel and just dab just a little bit of it off like that. You can see it pulling the water off. And then back into my paint. And again, that way it helps fill all the texture of the canvas in. And we'll get real close here to her shirt and up her neckline. I think these will be really good colors together. Purple and yellow are complementary anyway. Actually, I shouldn't say that. I can't ever remember. So, a lot of you probably will because you probably paint, but my memory is horrible. But I think it is purple and yellow, and then blue probably goes with orange, and then red goes with green. But I think you can always break those rules whenever you want to. I like breaking rules. I think it's whatever you like. I don't think it really matters other than that. See, there's some more of that, those paint lumps. Oh, we really don't want those on the canvas. not really. The other day, I didn't know that there was one on the face of the one girl that I was doing. I didn't realize there was a lump in the paint until after I had a bunch of layers over it, because it was darker in here when I was painting, and I couldn't really get it off my canvas. So what I ended up doing is just turning it into a little mole on her face. I'll show you real quick. So here's where the paint lump was. I don't know if you can see it like that, but I couldn't get it off, so I just turned it into a little beauty mark. And it looks good. And this is my favorite selfie whore, me, haha. And I love her necklace. I put necklaces on all my girls just because I used to make jewelry, and there's another one of those things. And I love jewelry. I think accessories just to make your outfit. So, okay, back to this. And there's another one of them. Oh, I'm going to have to buy some new paints. Or just put up with this, I guess. And there's some on the end of my brush. Okay, here we go. A little more water again, like I said, just to kind of... And it helps really keep you close to the lines without your brush dragging and paint dragging. You can kind of see her starting to form into a girl where all my lines were. Now when I traced this on, I didn't trace her eyes or her nose or mouth, not at this point, because I would have ended up painting over it anyway. And it's too difficult to paint around it, so we'll trace in layers. And I'll show you about tracing when we get to tracing her eyes on and her lips and those sorts of things. And for the words, because, well, sometimes my printing's okay, but I kind of like the words printed off of the computer. I'm going to need more paint because that was too wet. So I'll put a little more paint here. I don't need a lot because I only have a little area to do. She almost looks like a cartoon at this point, doesn't she? See that running? Okay, so my paper towel is here. Just dab that off. And it really won't matter because I'm going to be covering it back up anyway. Covering her face up with more coats of paint. Okay, and again, some of those dried out paint lumps. Okay. So anyway, you can see where I'm going with this. Just coloring everything in. I keep saying coloring. You know I mean paint. Just see how I turn my brush. Let your brush work for you. Okay. We'll do this another little coat because I don't want to... My next thing is to put strands on, so I really want this coated in the background. We'll take the blow dryer real quick. I know, cover your ears. It's going to be a little loud, but like I said, I'm a little impatient. So there we go. That should be dry. And we'll coat this in a little bit thicker this time. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just have fun with it. Art's fun. You don't have to be a fantastic artist to make art. A lot of people think they do, so they just don't want to try it. I hear a lot of people say, I can't draw, I can't paint. You can, just do it. You might not like your first couple pieces of art. Sometimes I don't even like some of the art that I make, but you know what? Other people love it, so just make it. If it's relaxing for you, it's therapy. I think painting to me is yoga without all the stretching because it helps me relax. Who wants to do all that stretching and exercise? We don't have time for that. Now I have a brush hair on here. Okay, here we are. I think I got it. No, alright. It's being a little difficult. Alright, so... Oh, that little devil. Alright, let's get another brush that doesn't have paint on it, and we'll just use that to scrape it off. I think I have it. No, I don't. Really? There. Okay. Perfect. Sorry about that. But this is what I'm talking about. It doesn't have to be perfect as long as you're having fun. Oh, and believe me, I'm having fun even though we're having all these difficulties. It's still fun for me. It's a challenge. Okay. I really need to get some new antique gold, I can tell you that. And I hope I learned my lesson by not taking the paint back off my palette again and putting it back in my bottle. Shame on me. Don't do that, you guys. You'll ruin all your paints. It's okay to waste a little bit of paint. It's not that expensive. Okay. So there we go. It's a lot better. Okay. It doesn't look like much right now because you can see her hair looks like it's not poofy enough. But like I said, we're going to take, I have a really ratty brush as soon as I find it. I probably have a lot of ratty brushes. But this one, when I go to do the hair, see how those bristles are all flared out? I'll show you how to paint with this. And you just kind of comb the pieces of hair onto her head. And it'll look a lot puffier when we get to that point. But for right now, that's it. And we'll move on to the next step in the next video. Thanks.